Hello, welcome to BioGrades TV. If you're new here, please subscribe and turn on the notification so you don't miss our next video. Major ethnic groups in Ethiopia and their peculiarities. Ethiopia is a unique country for quite a number of reasons, chief among which is the fact that it is the only African country that was never colonized. It is also one of the oldest civilizations in the world. It will be quite intriguing to know the various peoples of this interesting country, right? Let's get to it then. The Oromo ethnic group. The Oromo people are the largest ethnic group in Ethiopia and represent 34.5% of Ethiopia's population, numbering over 36 million. They mainly live in the Oromia region in central Ethiopia, which is the largest region in the country by both population and area. Oromos are the fifth most populous ethnic group among Africans as a whole. They are broadly divided into two major branches, the Borana and the Barentu. The Borana, also called Boran, are predominantly a pastoralist group living in southern Ethiopia. The other branch is the Barentu, who occupy the eastern part of the Oromia region. The Oromo speak the Afan Oromo language, which belongs to the Cushitic branch of the Afroasiatic family. After Arabic, Hausa, and Swahili, it is the fourth most widely spoken language in Africa. The Oromo people have their traditional religion called Wakifana. Historically, they were very resistant to religious conversion before assimilation in the Christian kingdoms and sultanates. According to an estimate by James Minahan in 2016, half of the Oromo people practice Sunni Islam, a third are Ethiopian Orthodox, while the rest are Protestants or practice their traditional religious beliefs. They govern themselves by a system known as Gada. Their political, economic, social, and religious activities are regulated by the Gada system. For a male to be considered for a Gada office, he must have gone through 5 stages of 8 years, beginning from his birth, where his life established his role and status. Every 8th year, the Oromo would by consensus choose 9 leaders to fill Gada offices. A leader elected by the Gada system stays in office for 8 years, then elections take place at the end of those 8 years. The Gada system was put in place long before the 16th century. Oromo people have a social stratification consisting of 4 hierarchical strata. The highest strata was occupied by the nobles called the Borana. Next to them were the Gabaro. The artisan caste followed, and finally the slaves. The last two were the despised caste. This ethnic group engaged in a variety of occupations. The Borana Oromo are mainly pastoralists who rear goats and cattle. Other Oromo groups have a broader economy which includes agriculture and work in urban areas. Some also sell products and food items like coffee beans. Kenenisa Bekele, a long-distance champion, is of the Oromo ethnic group. Amara ethnic group. The Amara ethnic group is the second largest in Ethiopia, making up to 30.1% of the country's population. The homeland of the Amara people is the central highland plateau of Ethiopia, which they have occupied for more than 2,000 years. Amharic is the language of Amara people. It is a Semitic language which is related to Arabic and Hebrew. Its origins is traced to a Sabian language from the Yemen region of Arabia. It was brought into Ethiopia by merchants and traders about 3,000 years ago. The Amara people are Coptic Christians. They have been since the 4th century AD. Ancient Amara culture had a developed writing system, so there are many texts where ancient Christian teachings were recorded and preserved in a language that is not spoken by people today. The language, Ge'ez, is now only used as a church language, just like Latin of the Roman Catholic Church. Marriage and death are two major rites of passage among the Amara. Girls are often married young, usually shortly after the first menstruation or even before. Marriage is an elaborate celebration involving gift sharing, feasting, date planning, new house building for the couple, and so on. The actual wedding is an all-day, all-night celebration with feasting, drinking, and intense conversation. It is considered dishonorable to marry a woman who is not a virgin. The ritual that goes with death is a very quiet affair. Upon the passing of an aged person, the body is washed, wrapped in new clothing, and within 24 hours of death is taken in a woven straw mat to the church where it is buried. A priest says some prayers during the burial. The death of a younger person is a time of great sadness. For a period of time after the burial, relatives and friends will visit the house of the deceased and sit quietly for a while. The host will serve light refreshments like coffee, bread, and small snacks to the visitors who offer their prayers and condolences, and then depart. Paintings by Amara people are a dominant art form in Ethiopia. They are usually oil on canvas or hide, often with religious themes. The Amara are also expert weavers, working beautiful patterns embellished with embroidery. They are also good gold and silver smiths. Amara people are hardworking. The men work in the fields, the women around the house, and the children at home and watch the sheep. Oxen are used to plow the fields, seeds are sown and harvested by hand, and the harvest is threshed by the feet of animals. The primary cooking fuel in the home is the dried dung of the farm animals. Haile Selassie, the late emperor of the Ethiopian Empire, and Haile Gebrselassie, a world record long-distance runner who won 2 Olympics gold medals and 4 world championships, are both of the Amhara ethnic group. Tigre ethnic group. The Tigre ethnic group is one of the major ones in Ethiopia, where they number about 4.5 million, according to the 2007 census. That amounts to about 6.1% of Ethiopia's population. Tigrinya is the language spoken by the Tigray people. It is from the Semitic language family and is related to Arabic, Hebrew, and Aramaic. Amharic, which is the official language of Ethiopia, is so closely related to Tigrinya that most Tigray communicate easily in Amharic. Unlike most African regions where Christianity arrived with colonization, the Tigrayans converted to Christianity hundreds of years before most of Europe. Many Tigrayan churches were cut into cliffs or from single blocks of stone, as they were in Turkey and in parts of Greece, where Christianity had existed from its earliest years. The church plays a very prominent and central role in the Tigrayan communities. There is a church in every community, each having its patron saint. An infant becomes recognized as a member of the Tigrayan community when the naming ceremony holds 40 days after birth for boys and 80 days after birth for girls. If the baby dies after the naming ceremony, funeral rites are observed, but if it dies before it is named, no rites are observed. Children get baptized at age 12 and join the community religion and begin taking on more responsibilities around the home. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, the first ever African Director General of the World Health Organization, is a Tigrayan. Which have we missed out of these ethnic groups? Let's know in the comment section. Will it be ridiculous to subscribe to our channel? If no, please like this video, share, and subscribe to our channel.